So now we are now entering into the real academy and growth of your business and expansion of your business. Now, the I.P.O, or initial planning and orientation, is a comprehensive breakdown of how to run this business. All right. The first part is the mindset shift for success, and then the second part is the activities that create the success. So pay attention, and if you want to write, you can also write. To succeed in business, number one, you have to deal with your mindset. Then the second part is the activities you need to do in order to win in the business. But no matter the activity you do, if you have the wrong mindset, you can't go far. Not just in this business, in life, in marriage, in trying to get healthy, spiritual life, in whatever area. If your mindset is wrong, you can't achieve success in anything, pretty much anything. If you're always thinking negatively, you can't achieve success. All right, so let's deal with the mindset that will grant you or will lead you to getting success in this business. All right, now you must decide to be successful in this business. And if you're going to watch something, you will see a lot of decision in the I.P.O. It won't come, when you say decide to be successful in this business, success won't come because you want to be successful. You want to be successful. You don't want to be successful and then success comes. You decide to be successful. That's the first thing. So congratulations for making this decision to be part of what we're doing and to be part of this business. Now it's time to decide whether you're going to be successful in this business. So let's take a look at your expectations. Expectation of the business. If you succeed in this business, it's going to be you who creates that success, not us. And if you fail in this business, it's going to be you who creates that failure, not us. You're going to be the difference between success and failure. We're going to provide the roadmap, however, the system, the structure, and the support for you to own your life. But any success you create is you. Any failure you have, it's you. Any lackadaisical attitude you have towards the business is you. There will be ups and downs, though, in this business, but we will know you are in your downtime when you stop picking our calls or start hearing excuses from you, that sort of thing. We'll call you, say, oh, my great-grandfather's goat died. That was why I did not attend the power cell meeting. Oh, we're writing an exam in school, in my primary school. They are writing an exam. You're not in primary school. It's just that your primary school that you attended 50 years ago, they are writing an exam. That's why you did not attend. Once you begin to give excuses, we know that you're in your downtime. Everybody enters the downtime. Everybody. Nobody can run away from it, including myself. And in the downtime, you don't want to interact with anybody. You don't want to just say anything. You just want to be left alone, right? Now, when that happens with you, and it happens with everyone, how do you want us to handle that? Now, you need to let your leader know that, please, whenever I enter my downtime, please continue to call me. Please continue to send SM. Don't leave me. Or if you want your leader to leave you alone, please, when I'm in my downtime, don't call me, don't talk to me. Just let me brood over what I'm going through. I'll get better. All right? So you have to let your leader know that, because it is expectation. It will happen. So if it happens, how do you want your leader to work with you at that time? Let them know before time so that they don't disturb. It won't be as if it's a disturbance. Because if I don't see you for a couple of periods and I need to reach out to you and say, hey, what's up? So if you're going through that downtime and you don't want your leaders to reach out to you, let them know on time so that they don't disturb you at that point. You have to decide that, right? Now, we have 3 cardinal structures that guide us. 3 cardinal structures. Write it down. Number 1, commend your business to God. That is the first cardinal structure. Anyhow you do it, anyhow you commune with your Creator, because the things that we don't see controls the things we see. So you have to have a supernatural covering, both in your life, your dealings, your businesses. So you have to commit your business to God. It is number 1 cardinal structure we have. Number two, you must be willing to be trained. Number three, because if you're not trained, you don't have the stuff to conquer cardinal structure number three, which is you must be willing to train others. Here's the challenge. If you want to train others and you don't have the content to train others with, you can't train others. All right? So, three cardinal structures, you must be willing to be trained. First of all, you have to commit your business to God. That's number one. Number two, you must be what? You must be willing to be trained. Number three, you must be willing to train others. All right? Now, that being said, next decision you have to make is to, decide to dream big. What is your why? Why are you doing this business? Decide to dream big, and not just big, really big. Because when you dream big, you begin to attract big things to you. Some of you have entered this business and you've entered really small. You started with one profit center, and then, your mind is playing small. As a man thinketh, so is he. Guys, last week, I had an interview for a driver, all right? And I got a bit emotional because the person I was interviewing, there were two of them, and they're in their 60s. One is in his early 60s, the other one is in his late 50s. And they came for the position of a job. And one had an engineering degree. And when I was interviewing him, I was a bit emotional. I kept on pausing and thinking, and I asked myself a question. This guy is not a dropout. This guy is not, he's educated. He has a degree in engineering. And if you see his CV, it's very fat, a lot of content. And this guy came for the position of a driver, and that's just 40K a month. And here I am interviewing an almost 60-year-old man for a 40K job, and not just an engineering job, a driving job. But I asked myself, why? Is it that life has been so tough on this man, and he has a family? Is it that life has been so wicked to this man? Guys, even though I felt the way I felt, the bottom line is this. And it may be hard for everybody to swallow this, but this is the truth. This man is where he is today because of his decisions. It's not life. This man is where he is today purely because of his decisions. Purely. We are a reflection of our decisions. If you look at me today, you're looking at a decision that I made 4 or 5 years ago. If I look at you today, I'm looking at the decisions you made 4 or 5 years ago. So if you want to be better, decide today and you'll be better tomorrow. It's decision. He decided to play, and on his CV, unfortunately, all I was seeing, he had driven for First Bank. So it's not life. Most of his career was in driving. He was playing small. Oh, First Bank, and they were paying him, oh, salary is secure. So he was playing on that realm, and life was dealing with him on that realm. And life will continue to deal with him till he dies on that realm. You have to decide. Let me give you an instance. I want to prove it to you that we are a reflection of our decisions. A couple of days ago, I was passing, and I shared this on Saturday. I was passing in Wusatu, and I saw a very rare flower. I was on traffic, and on the right side, there was this display of different flowers in Wusatu. And it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's a red Jerusalem tulip, very expensive, goes for almost $10,000. Red Jerusalem tulip. And when I saw this, I'm like, my God, I've been thinking, how do I get my hands on this? Never seen it. I've been traveling, especially in Nigeria, Lagos, Port Harcourt. Every mall I go to, I look for this. I never see it. The only place I see it is online, Instagram, all these botanical sites, but not local sites, foreign sites. That's where I see it. And lo and behold, I'm looking at this tulip. I'm driving in traffic, and there were other cars. I'm looking at them like, my goodness, in Nigeria? Then something was like, guy, park now, park. Find out how much it is. Pick it up. This is what you've been looking for almost for, I think, 3 years now. Park, and get it. Sometimes just go where you're going to, sort out what you're saying. Flower is not your business now. Sort out what you want to do, and then you can come back there tomorrow. Then traffic moved, then I started driving. And so I was driving, I said, but wait, this is what I've been looking for 3 years. Why don't I just stop? Why I honestly didn't stop was, I was thinking, I don't have my ATM card with me. Let me just go. There's something that told me, even if you don't have an ATM card, just go and pick this thing. Call somebody to pay for you. You pay them back. You need 3 years. 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 9th minute before I got to my destination, I just decided to go back. 9 minutes, guys. I went back, drove through Adetokumbo, Ademola Crescent, came back through the traffic, went to that spot, looked, I didn't see those flowers again. Now hear me well. There were 4 of those flowers in white flower vases. It's unique. You've never seen this before in your entire life. I went back there, I didn't see them again. Even the man selling the flower, I didn't see him again. There are other flowers though. There are plenty of other flowers there. But those 4 red Jerusalem tulip, I didn't see them again. Gone for life in 9 minutes. Guys, decision decides your destiny. Decisions. Decision is the creator of destinies. I'm spending a little bit more time here for me to drive this home. Nobody will decide for you. I decided not to stop. You see, anything you decide not to do, anything you don't do, you decided not to do it. Don't say I didn't decide. It wasn't my decision. I just didn't do it. No, you decide. Since you didn't decide to do it, you decided not to do it. But now let me paint it very clearly. Now, what happened? What happened was, as I was looking at that, did I think I'm the only one looking for this flower? Did I think I'm the only one that loves good rare things? Did I think I'm the only man because sometimes, now look at what happens. Look at what happens. I got back there, I didn't see the flowers again. They didn't take it to the garden. Somebody stopped. Somebody decided to stop and picked that flower, paid for it, and drove away. Now, a couple of things happen to people. Somebody will come back and say, God decided, it's God's will that I don't buy the flower. That's why another person. So my own will come at some point. My own will come. My own will come. And that was what this man kept on saying. My own job will come. My own elevation will come. 60 years later, he's still on that same level of my own will come. 60 years, he's still going for a job of a driver. God forbid. God forbid that thing. I'd rather die than live a mediocre life. That is a clear picture. So imagine if that flower was an opportunity to get rich, to become wealthy. So some of you have the opportunity to become wealthy here, but you're not deciding to do that. And when you eventually get to a position that you're supposed to, say you started with one profit center, and you know that 15 profit centers will take you, or 7 profit centers will make you make money faster, but you're not saying, I'm waiting for the money. No, I don't have the money, just like I was saying, right? I don't have the money. Instead of you to decide to get the money, you're saying, I don't have the money. When they pay me salary, and you begin to dilly-dally, and then when your salary comes and then something happens that you have to use money for, you now say, maybe God doesn't want me to upgrade to 7 profit centers. Are you seeing how we limit ourselves? It has nothing to do with God. It has everything to do with, because I, as far as I was concerned, was the first person to see that. I, as far as I'm concerned, was the first interested person to see that, as far as I'm concerned, because the flowers were still there. But the danger with opportunities is that if you don't take it, another person takes it. Decide to dream big. It starts with dreaming big. Decide to become a professional. It is a decision. You cannot do this business like an amateur and become rich. Decide to be disciplined. Are you seeing decisions? Decisions, decide to dream big, decide to go professional, decide to want to be disciplined, because without discipline, you can't become a professional. You see, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. That is Jim Rohn. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Those who run faster than others are those who always decide immediately, boom, to take charge. Decide. They have this urgency to decide. You see, it's better you make a decision without clear picture and you fail than you don't decide at all. A lot of us are afraid of failing, so we don't make a decision. But we don't even know that not making a decision, we've already decided not to do it. It is on us. It's not on God. It's not on the atmosphere. We simply decided not to do it. So I'd rather decide to do it and I fail than when I fail, I learn how not to do it in this way. Failing is not a crime. It's not a disease. Failing is a process of learning. Failing doesn't make me a failure. Failing doesn't make me a failure. Failing opens my eyes to a trajectory that does not work. Okay, oh, this side doesn't work. I will never go through that side again. Or if I want to go through that side again, I have to re-analyze and then do it properly. Failing doesn't make me a failure, but staying in the place of failing makes me a failure. Remaining on the level of failing makes me a failure. Doing the same things that made me fail in the initial time makes me a failure. Do you understand? Remaining on the state of failing makes me a failure, or failing in itself doesn't make me a failure. It opens up an opportunity for me to learn not to do it that particular way. Discipline is key. Decide to be disciplined. Decide to be consistent. It is a decision, or it doesn't come naturally by birth. It doesn't. Success is the sum total of small efforts repeated day in, day out. Oh, I'm tired. Today's Monday. Should I even attend this? Ooh. If I'm consistent in this business, you need to be consistent, even at this stage. Some of you will say, when will I get to that point where I stop working? I said, ridiculous. If Dangote is still hustling today, if Dangote is still waking up early, if Dangote, then I must be very silly at my age to be talking of I want to go and rest. Am I silly? That must be silliness in the highest order. And yet I want to be successful. I want to impact lives. And I'm thinking of how I'm going to sleep. I'm going to all this sleep. How has it got to me too? But then I look forward, the people I want to be like, they are still in the grind. At my level, I'm saying, oh boy, I must increase my grind. You can't be talking, as far as there's breath in us, we are upward growing beings. Never get to the level you say, I'm settled, let me relax. No. Until as far as me I'm concerned, I don't know about you, as far as me I'm concerned, I will continue with the grind until I die. The difference is, once you continue with the grind, it becomes part of you. You draw energy from the grind. You no longer feel it, right? Your greatest enemy to financial freedom is lack of consistency. That's your greatest. Some of you are consistent for 1 week. 1 week back to back, you're consistent. After 1 week, you disappear for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. You not come back again. You're consistent for another 3 days. You disappear for 1 month. You come back again, you appear for another 5 days. Yes, I'm back now, back now. You disappear for another 2 months. That's not being consistent. You're joking and playing away and wasting away your time. Now, decide to take charge of your business. Hope is not a strategy. It is time to take charge. I'm preparing us for 2021. Decide to keep your prospecting funnel full. It is a decision. And that is why you will have the daily tracker. To track movement, to track, let me shock you. The decision, you know whether you have made the decision. The easiest way to check whether you are consistent is through your daily tracker. Check your daily tracker. You see how many people you've been inviting in the past 1 week. Everybody have to do that analysis. Do it yourself. I won't do it for you. Then you know whether you are consistent or not. If you're not consistent, forget it. You can't win big. You just be making small money here and there. All right. Decide to launch your business. As the leader of your business, who must you fearlessly become? Who must you fearlessly become as the leader of your business? So decide to launch your business. Launch it out. Don't just do the business. Launch it as a project. I'm launching a project. I have a time frame. Boom. In 60 days, I am done. I would have signed up 50 people. In 60 days, I would have signed up 20 people. In 60 days, I would have signed up 5 people. Give yourself that target, and it becomes a challenge to you. And then you begin to work the challenge, the project, until you deliver. But you have to decide to do that. You don't think, okay, I think I will do it. Yes, it is nice. I think the way I was thinking, I think I should actually buy this flower because I don't know when I'm going to see it again. And guess what, guys? See, today, the thing they pay me. See, even if it's $1,000, I would have secured that. Man, you have no idea. That flower, by the way, is therapeutic. It's not just an ordinary flower. It grows indoors. That's one of the reasons why it's expensive. It grows indoors. It doesn't need the sun. Number 2, it doesn't need plenty water. Give it small water, and it emits therapeutic aroma that cleanses and expands your nerves, cleanses your system. That's why it's expensive. $10,000 is about 4-point-something million, I guess. 3-point-something million, thereabout. That's the amount I've seen it on the website. But then the therapeutic nature of the flower makes it that unique, and the fact that it doesn't necessarily need the sun, it only needs little water, not plenty water. So that means you can even travel for a long time and come back and the flower is still there, right? It didn't pay me today because I was thinking maybe I should. I'm thinking I think I should get it. I didn't just, but somebody who was on the same traffic decided to stop. Boom, picked it, and he cleared the 4. Whether it was 5 people that bought, 4 different people that bought it, or 1 person that bought it, the bottom line is that the thing, I'm almost certain there was 1 person that bought the whole 4. And I'm also almost certain that guy who was selling it at that place wouldn't have been selling it at $10,000. He might have been selling it at $1,000 or maybe $500, of course, in Naira. So that means one of the things that's paining me is I would have acquired this at way less the price of $10,000 and put in my house, and all these big people will come to my house and say, yes, so you have this. You understand? It's a pain. So it reinforces my resolve on the power of decision. I tell you, some of you will see someone, instead of you prospecting the person, I think I'll prospect this guy. This is my boss. I think I'll prospect him. Until tomorrow, maybe 1 week later, you now say, casually, my boss, there's this business we're doing, and I think you say, what's that? Young man, where were you? Are you part of them? Yeah, yes, really. I signed in 3 days ago with 15 centers, my wife 15 centers, my 2 sons, 3 centers each. Yeah, I was, why did you tell me? It go pain you. It go pain you. What happens? We lack the discipline to decide. We just don't decide, that's all. We just don't decide. And anytime we don't decide, something is about to go down. We're about to lose something. Anytime we don't decide, especially when we see something we want. It's not up to God to decide for us. God, if God decides for us, then we're robots. Then we don't have free will. God created us and gave us free will. It is up to us to decide. We have that free will. All right? And how we know, because even the Bible said that God will grant us the desires of our heart. It's in the Bible. So if it is your desire, there's nothing wrong with it. Go with it. The desires of our heart. Excuse me, you know me say God will grant you the desires of your heart and you are wishing that you would have another man's wife. My brother, when God says, I will grant you the desires of your heart, God is pure. So he's talking about anything that is pure. Don't go and say, I desire another man's wife, and then you begin to desire. That desire will desire into a desirous, dangerous end. Don't go and put me and say, God said we should be desiring our heart and God will bless it. Be guided. All right. There's no alteration in God. God is pure. So everything he's talking about is the desires of your heart that are pure. Then he grants it. So that I know that if I'm thinking about pure things, I can have it. If I'm thinking about wealth, it is pure. I'm not going to steal from someone. Why? Because God will bless the works of my hands. So if what I'm desirous of is pure, and I put work of my hand into it, God will bless it in total. And I was almost 100% sure that this man who's almost 60 years never worked in that principle. And that is why 60 years later, he is still looking for a driving job. And may that not be your portion, because you like decision. If you don't like decision, you begin to implement decision by principle, you go far. Look at everything I'm showing you is based on decision. Decide to use our tools to build your business. Don't do it anyhow. Anybody who's doing it, you have not decided. People who don't use the tools given to them only injure themselves. And that's the truth. This was declared by Deborah Wilson, not even me. They give you tools, and you don't use them. You injure yourself. In fact, you injure yourself in this business. Not even injure. Decide, don't use tools. Decide to use the tools, okay? Decide to be a good student. Best intern ever. Be a good student so that you learn properly. Decide to expose yourself to your team. Let your team know you. Let them feel your presence. Let them feel your guidance. Let them feel your input. All right? It's a decision. You have to decide that. You see, decide. Now listen to me, guys. Decide to create time to study the business. Some of you say, I don't have the time. Decide to create the time. Otherwise, we'll never have the time. There's something I wanted to play for you guys. I didn't crop it. Someone on Donald Trump's rally is a Donald Trump, the Republican fanatic. And there were some policies, dangerous policies of the Republican that was bad, and it was been in the news, and they were interviewing this guy. And they asked the guy, everybody listen on, and they asked the guy, why are you voting for Trump? He said, are you aware of all these allegations? He says, yes, he has heard about it. And I asked him, so why do you still want to vote for Trump? Since you know the content of the allegation. He said, well, I have not read the content of the allegation, but it's in the public domain. He said, yes, I don't have time. That's why I've not read it. I don't have time. You know, I'm very busy. Then the interviewer said, oh, okay, really? So he came out for Trump rally. He said, yes. Has Trump arrived? He said, no. So how long have you been here? He says, since 7 in the morning, and it was 2 p.m. They were interviewing him. The rally was supposed to have started by 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 p.m. Trump hadn't come, and he said, I don't have time. Do you understand that? He said, I don't have time, but you've been in the Trump rally doing nothing. Trump hadn't come. You're not one of the organizers. You only carry placards to come and support Trump. And yet something that will make it clear to you who to support or not, you say, I don't have time. So what have you been doing with your time? Are you seeing that it is a disease in man? It's a subconscious disease that we use to try to exonerate ourselves from work. So don't come and tell me I don't have time to study the business, and yet you want to succeed in the business. Decide to create the time, all right? It was because he didn't decide to look at that document that he could not decide to create the time. If he decided to be better and to read that document, he will create time. He will come by 7, he'll begin to read the document. Oh, Trump will come by 8 o'clock. So 1 hour, let me go through this document. I even see the person I want to support. And he's going through it. And 8 o'clock, Trump hasn't come. Okay, thank God he hasn't come. He's going through it. 9 o'clock, he hasn't come. Oh, okay, boom, he finishes the document. Then I shouldn't go ahead. Do you understand? Decide to study these books for success. Number 1, your first year network marketing, the compounding effect, the business of the 21st century. Go. These 4 books, if you've not studied them, I'm so sorry, you're still lagging behind. All right. So these are the books, write them down. Your first year network marketing, screen months today. So if there's no time to be typing, decide to create time to do this business. All right. Plan, act, and accomplish. Of course, decide not to make excuses. Some of us, it is in our nature to give excuses all the time, and the excuses are killing you. All right. A man with, engineering degree and 50 years in his life is still looking for a driving job. It's not village people. It is the decisions he made in the past that is haunting him right now. All right. Decisions he made in the past. Decide to ignore rejection from ignorant people. People would attempt to reject you, but you need to understand that these people who are rejecting you in terms of not starting the business are actually ignorant. Trust me on that. Expect rejection, but expect even more strongly to overcome it. So when the rejection comes, overcome it. Why would you overcome it? Because it is normal for people to reject what they can't control, for people to reject what they don't understand. So sometimes it's because that's not how the business works, and they reject it. So sometimes they don't even believe in themselves, they reject it. So the problem is not from you, understand that. The problem is from them. Attitude is everything. So decide to have an amazing attitude, all right? A very pleasing attitude. So your job is serious, decide this is serious too. If you have a job, it is serious, right? That's why we wake up in the morning and go to job. Decide to do the same thing. Decide to avoid time wasters. There'll be some people that will come into your life and they want to just waste your time. Identify them and do away with them. Don't waste so much time on one particular person. Keep moving, come back to them later. Don't waste time with time wasters, especially your friends who just want you to hang out, and they're not doing the business. They are time wasters. All right? So give value to your team members and you'll gain value as well. Decide to put your team first in every decision you make. If you're coming for a sales meeting, how many people have you not saying it? And some of you are taking it for granted. It's them, carry them along. Because at the end of the day, it will shock you. They will be the ones to say, after all, you abandoned us. And you're wondering, what is this? In the beginning, when you sign up somebody who's new, it is your responsibility. They're still babies. They don't know their left from their right in this business. Bring them up. All right? Decide to take care of yourself. Keep calm and feel good. Keep calm and look good. Keep calm and smell good. And always remember this. Cowards never start. The weak never finish. Winners never quit. Don't forget this. The activities that create success. So this is the second phase. The activities that create success, I need to move. That is the standard method of operation. The standard method of operations is made up of 2 components, the SMO checklist and the 444 system. Now, the 444 system teach 4 teammates to develop 4 connectors in 4 weeks. Now, the mentality behind the 444 system, it simplifies your business, gives you an immediate overview of the health of your business, allows you to track the status of 20 connectors in your group from a page, all right? And gives you a target to work towards, gives you business cycle a closure. You can start and close multiple cycles. You can ascertain the exact weak points in your business and work on them, all right? With your 444 system, when tied to our standard method of operation, it is an explosive tool to make you a millionaire within 6 months and keep you a millionaire forever. Yeah, the 444 system. Now, this is what it looks like. All right. This is the sheet. This is the space. Hold on a second. Let me show you the revised one. Using this is simply the name of your connector. Put it here. Then your primary 4 connectors. This is the primary 4 connectors are the name, phone number, and date. Name of the first person, the person you connected. That's primary connector number 1, primary connector number 2, primary connector number 3, primary connector number 4. Right? Now, here, name of primary connector 1. This is the name. Let's say primary connector 1 is IK. Now you put IK's name here. All right. So this is for IK's people. IK's first person, IK's second person, IK's third person, IK's fourth person. Now, your second person, your primary person is Mary, all right? That's the person you sponsored yourself. Then you put Mary's name here. Name of primary connector 2, that's Mary. Now, this space is for Mary's 4 people. Your third person is Jude. Now, you put Jude's name here, your primary connector 3. This space is for Jude's 4 people. Your fourth person is Aisha. Put Aisha's name here, and this is the space for Aisha's 4 people. So in total, how many people will you have here as you're looking at? It's 20. So with this, if you cycle out this first form, all right, this first worksheet, you can get another worksheet, connect 4 new people, and do the process again. That is the power of this 444 system. All right. Now, what does it mean to run the 444 system? What does it mean? You must attend and understand the I.P.O. You must understand the SMO checklist. You must commit to implementing this SMO checklist. You must commit to promoting the SMO doctrine in your team. You must commit to the vision duplication model. You must commit to your monthly account maintenance by purchasing 2 C24/7 monthly or 2 complete monthly. You must understand the compensation plan of empowered consumerism. Is that okay? So that is what it means to run the 444 system. Now, here is a projection of your 444. If you do it well, the kind of money you're going to make in 4 months. 4 months plan. Look at this. With the 444 system, if you started with 3 profit centers, right, this is what it will happen to you. And everybody started with 44,888. Your 4 people, all right? Your 4 people started with 444,888. All right. Now, in your first month, you make 62,000 naira. In your second month, your 4 people connect their 444 each. All right. Remember, 444 worksheet. Now, you would have made 112,000. In your third month, the second level 4 people will get their 444 each. Of course, everybody will make money, but you would have made 448,000 naira in your third month. Now, in the fourth month, the new people connect 444 each. Now, you would have made 1.7 million. That is a total of how much? 2.414 million in 4 months. By implementing the 444 system. 50% success rate, at least you would have made 1 million. Can I ask you a question? Have you made $1 million in the past 6 months? Have you made $1 million? Some of you in your job, even in your job, you haven't made $1 million in the past 4 months. For those of you who have made $1 million, you understand that it wasn't easy, right? It wasn't easy. But here's the miracle. The miracle is this. Will this stop in the 4th month? Never. Because those who are new would also want to run their own 444 system, and they'll connect their 444 each. And this income continues to increase to infinity. What if you started with 7 profit centers? Personally connect 8 partners in 2 months. So month 1, you connect 4 people. In month 2, you personally connect another 4 people. Anyone you connect needs to connect only 4 people each in 4 weeks. That is the mandate. So to you, in 4 months, you would have made 4.5 million. What if you started with 15 profit centers? Make sure that in 3 months, you connect 16 people. Your first month, connect 4 people. You must decide it. It's not something as I will do it. You must decide it. Once you decide to do anything, you get success. Once you decide to do anything, you take over. So personally, connect 16 people in 3 months. And anybody you connect must connect 4 people in 4 weeks. In your fourth month, you would have done 12 million if you started with 15 profit centers. Think about it. The choice is yours. All right. So who is a connector? A connector is someone who has satisfactorily completed the SMO checklist under the supervision of an effective leader. Because now most of you are distributors, you're ordinary distributors. Your next level is to become a connector, and for you to become a connector, you must complete your SMO checklist. Now, the SMO checklist will be deployed to us. The upgraded version will be deployed to us between today and tomorrow. And then, of course, the 444 worksheet. So we'll begin to work towards that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the I.P.O today. And thank you. This is a good time to clap, eh? What's SMO checklist? SMO checklist is standard method of operation. Is a list of the things, activities you need to do in your first week, activities you need to do in your second week, activities you need to do in your third week, activities you need to do in your fourth week. Now, tomorrow I'm going to show us the finished version of the SMO so that you know exactly what you need to do every single day. All right? Yeah, in terms of activities. So at this point, we're going to close with this.